Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I'm Sandra Priestley. Welcome to our podcast. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I
Girl, I got some news.
know, I can't wait to hear it.
Like I literally did not tell you because I wanted to get your reaction. But
I know. Can't wait.
Paul, I think I told you he had an interview and then he had a second interview with like 8 people.
Yes.
And I was getting ready Tuesday morning and he came in the bathroom and he's talking to me as I'm putting on my makeup. And I said, have you sat down and thought about what it's going to feel like when you get the offer in your body? And he said, oh, yeah. And I thought, okay, this is good. And then he left, and I'm continuing with my makeup. And he walks in and he starts reading an email. And I'm like, well, shit. Is this good news or bad news? And then I kept going, he wouldn't be being so dramatic if this wasn't good news. Well, it was. It was a congratulations. So he got,
Yay.
yes. And
Oh,
he is so lit up and so fired up and so excited. He has like one more week off before he starts, which is great because there are some things he wants to finish up around here. And it'll give me time to get my schedule sort of adjusted to working around Easton. When we were talking in the past few weeks, what a blessing that he lost his job when he did. Like,
mhm.
really, truly, as scary as it might have been in the beginning,
Mhm.
the things that have happened over the last 5 months with him working would have put more stress on everybody. It would have been a whole different situation. But it gave us time and it gave us, like, we could kind of regroup with, okay, now we're caring for this 6-year-old and kind of get him into a routine. It gave Paul time with Easton that is priceless. And looking back, what a gift. And now he's got this job that he's fired up about and excited to go into. And I don't know, it's just one of those moments of, ah.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, there's a piece of me that's like, but I kind of like you home. Not sustainable forever.
Yeah.
But when we look back on this time, it is not going to be with, my God, do you remember that time you were out of work for 5 months?
Mhm.
It's going to be a blip of gratitude
Yeah.
because he was here for something that was really, really important.
Right.
So we're starting a new chapter in
Yay.
a
And it's
week.
always good, I think, to have a period of time where it's like you stop worrying, you stop thinking, you stop this week will be like he knows where he's going, but he can really enjoy the week off
Mhm.
versus having the time off, but having it always in your head. Like, am I going to get another job? Where is like, I need to look for another job. And like,
Yeah.
it feels not as peaceful and enjoyable as I have a job. I have this week off before I start.
Mhm. Mhm.
Let's enjoy life.
Yeah. I think that I'm going to go get him a massage like at the
Nice.
end of the week, to maybe even on the weekend, just to get him nice and relaxed and ready. Everything is always working out. I
Yeah.
had a client that came in last week. So she was coming in for a session this week. And last week, she made a statement to me. And she said, we count rainbows, not thunderstorms. And basically, what that said to me was, we count our blessings and not the chaos.
Mhm.
I wrote it down in my notes. And as I was starting to prepare for her session this week, I started thinking about that. And I'm like, but the thunderstorms create the space
Mhm.
for the rainbows. And
It's so funny. I have to interrupt. It's so funny because she says it and it sounds lovely. And both, that was my response too. I went, wait, what? It was like we both kind of paused and thought, well, it's the moment. Do I want to take this on as an agreement or do I want to discard it? It's the four
yeah,
agreements again, right?
yeah.
But that's what I thought. I thought, oh, do I believe this? It feels like I don't. Maybe I should. Nope, I don't think I do. I have a different interpretation. Like my brain went ping, 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 ping,
Yeah.
ping.
But we need to celebrate the rainbows for sure. We need to feel gratitude. We need to be in awe. We need to be like, look at this. But we can't discard the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And when the thunderstorm comes, and it comes, when we have the ability to sit in it and go, oh, look at what this is doing for the grass, for our flowers. And wow, what a rainbow this could bring. Instead of, why is it raining? And we
Exactly.
do that when things come up. And so I've really been practicing because I've seen so much evidence lately. When something comes up that I'm like, oh, a little resistant to, stopping and going, but if everything is happening for me, this is too. What am I supposed to learn and how will I grow from this experience? And it changes everything.
Yeah.
Changes everything. When I was doing my meditation and journaling the other morning, I was talking about how I'm ready to release resistance and allow everything just to flow in. And I get Easton up, and he has these Valor shirts that's his school,
Okay.
that have the logo on them. So he's got the generic shirts that have nothing on them. He hates them. And I never realized how important the logo was to him. And so I'm like, well, I'll order them, but I want to wait till next year, because if I order them this year, you're going to outgrow them over the summer because you're going to be growing. And so anyway, I had a friend that gave us a couple shirts with the logo. And so he's like, you'll just have to do laundry every 2 days, Julie.
Aw.
And one of the E's fell off. Like it said, Valor Education, and one of the E's had fallen off. And I'm like, well, now you're down to one shirt, and we've got 4 weeks of school, 4.5 weeks of school left. And I could see in him like, oh, I'm getting Valor shirts. I'm not wearing those generic shirts. He did not say that, but I could feel that in his vibration. And I thought, I wonder how I could just manifest some shirts. Well, I think it was he that did this, but he just inspired me. But I thought, I need to find some to get him through the end of the year. And I'm getting his breakfast ready. And I get this impulse, go look in Valor Swap. So I'm looking, and I get pretty far down, and all of a sudden I see these shirts. I'm like, but this is old. So I messaged the lady and said, hey, do you still have these shirts? And she goes, that's all I have left. There's 3 of them. They're his size. Okay, I'll take them. And so I sent her that. I said, send me your Venmo. I'll Venmo you. And she said, I'll send you my address after I get the Venmo. So I get to the office. I'm with clients. And I think it's right before I'm ready to leave. She sends me her Venmo. So I send her payment. And I get packed up. I get in the car, and I'm making a pit stop on the way home. And I don't want to go to this pit stop, but it's the lady I rent the room from, my office. She's having this clothes swap, and she's getting ready to get rid of all the clothes that were brought in. And I'm like, am I really going to find something at a clothes swap? But something was like, you need to just go and look. And if you don't see anything, it's not a big deal. Just go. So I went and I get there and I find like 10 things.
Oh,
And I thought, look at me just receiving.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Cool.
when I get in my car, I noticed that I had a message from the lady with her address. And something said, just plug it into GPS. I was 2 streets away from this lady.
Wow.
She was in the neighborhood.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, well, isn't that something? So I just went 2 streets over and then went home and picked up Easton and told him about the shirts. And he was almost like, of course you did. And and that was the day that Paul got the job offer.
Nice.
And it was a day of receiving little things. And I just sat back and I thought, you have all of these things, little things, one big thing today where you were just in receiving mode. Celebrate the hell out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because in celebrating those seemingly insignificant things, they were things that I allowed in. And when we can sit in appreciation for those things, other stuff follows.
Well, and the bigger thing that I keep thinking is that the majority of us go through life and might have that type of a day. And we think, oh, okay, that's done. Check that off the list. Oh, good, I've got the shirts now. That's perfect because I don't have to come back. And oh, I'm glad that I met this person. And it becomes almost like, oh, like checking a list, not like, wow, the universe is fucking magical.
Man,
Like when, because it is. I
it
mean,
is.
all of
It
those things that
100%.
happened that same day was magic.
Mm-hmm.
It was magical. And it's like, just, I don't know, it's got like this sparkle to it. Like it's got this like universal energy to it and this just magic.
Yeah.
But we don't see it like that. The majority of us are like, oh, okay, well, cross that off my list, cross this off my list. Okay, now he's got this job. Now, what am I going to have to do? How am I going to get Easton to school? Now, this is going to cause me so much instead of seeing what a miracle all of those things are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we can sit in that feeling and
It,
that energy, we
yes.
attract more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
The
checking off a
video.
list is not the good energy that we want. It's
No,
not the manifesting energy that we want.
no. And that video that I sent you from Wise Quotes last night, they were talking about Abraham Hicks. And I started writing a blog, kind of outlining it because I didn't want to miss that segment because I'd never seen it before. But
Yeah.
we miss the point when we think, I just need to say affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why people roll their eyes. And I think what doesn't get expressed is it's not just the affirmation, it's the feeling that it conjures in you. So
Yeah.
when you say, I am so happy and grateful for $1 million, but when you say that, you feel like, shit, I don't have $1 million. I wish I had $1 million. Please, like that is not the energy of receiving. In fact, that is the energy of resistance.
Well, or to manifest it and then go, this is fucking stupid. This is never going to work. Fucking affirmations are ridiculous,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
when you have that, like, what exactly are you trying to prove here? If you want to prove that it won't work, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Like, because you're going to be looking for everything to suggest it isn't.
Correct.
Your brain is going to program that
And
way.
you're going to find it
Yeah.
because we get what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And
one of the things that I really loved about that video, you're not going to be shocked by this, but one of the things that I really loved is where they talk about, like, you can't go from, so there's the amount of, I wrote it down, hang on. The distance between your current frequency and your inner being, and that what your inner being knows to be true, that's the discomfort, or like that's the thing that we need to reduce a little bit.
yep.
However, this is why I loved it, because like she said, you can't go from like way down low on the emotional scale
Right.
to way up high.
No.
Like it doesn't work like that. So you just got to like kind of inch your way towards minimizing the distance between where you currently are, your current frequency, how you feel, and what your inner being knows to be true. So like everything is possible. Life is amazing. And that's the thing that I love journaling out my negative shit for, because it ends up just helping us inch along.
That's it.
Right? Like it helps us inch along
in the direction and move your ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like versus we can't just feel this frequency that's really low and then say affirmations and pretend that we're high vibe.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. So I love that, like just 10 degrees better, like just move up. Yeah. I also love the point, and I so agree with it, that she said on the emotional scale, depression is lower than anger. Mm-hmm. But we punish anger.
Yes.
And we like pat the ass of people who are depressed.
Correct.
When quite frankly, anger is higher up on the scale. They're doing better. Like,
well, and Abraham says we like them better when they're depressed because they're quiet.
Yeah.
But once we can recognize that when you're coming out of the depression and you get pissed, it's like, yay. Keep coming. I mean, don't stay in anger too long. But anger, being pissed off, is better than feeling worthless.
Yeah, exactly. And Cole was going through a really tough time. It's so funny because he says these things that then, years later, I think, man, that was brilliant. But he was going through a really difficult time. He had an injury in football. And he said to me, I just want the anger to come back. Mm-hmm. I am tired of this feeling. I just want the anger to come back. Like, again, let's not keep it. But, they do say, like, they kind of play football, like, with that, like, not anger, but like that bit of aggression, like that, drive, right? And so he didn't have that because of the injury. And it was really profound because, anger is a step up. It doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Yeah.
But I loved that. Like, I loved that idea of, I don't know, just like inching along. It's so funny too, because just last night I was talking to a friend of mine. She's going through an awful divorce. I'm not sure that I've heard of very many good divorces, but everyone that I've heard recently seems to be wild. The stories are wild. And she said that I had said something to her. I had an idea of what she should do, her next level self. I want her to write a book. I want her to write a cookbook because she loves to cook. She's an exceptional writer. She's ridiculously funny. And she's just, I can see it on the shelves, helping women through divorce. Like a cookbook, it's white space. I don't think I've ever, I look a lot, like seen a lot of cookbooks. I've never seen a cookbook for divorcing women.
Yeah.
And now we might. I hope she hurries her ass, because whoever's listening might create one. Like, but I know, but it's my idea. No, but I think I could feel it so her. And she said, "You're good for my soul." And she said, if I ever write a chicken soup for the soul, you'll be page one. I thought, yay, okay, now you need to do that. But what she said was her therapist has helped her too. And she said that her therapist said she wanted her to say affirmations, and she was a little apprehensive to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So then her therapist is like, told her she does her affirmations, and then she says, "Fuck you" to her husband or her ex-husband, they're estranged.
Yeah.
And it gets her positive, but then it gets her into anger and like into this fighting mode where she gets out of the depression.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably should start with the anger and then maybe move up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I just thought, oh, like whatever works.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever works. If affirmations, even if affirmations aren't "I am Wonder Woman," but they're like, "I am moving forward. I can do this. I am powerful. I am strong.
Well, with
I can make it through," whatever happens
yeah,
to be, right?
with affirmations, like when I do them with clients, it is just because you have to be careful, because if you go too far, then
Don't resist it.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
too far from where they sit now. So like
exactly.
finding the next best thought. What is a
Which
thought?
is that whole thing. It's that whole thing that video was about, or it made part of that video, right?
Yeah.
Because it was like where your current frequency is, and there's resistance in between it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, I love it so much.
But when we can start talking to ourselves that way,
Mhm.
we have a negative thought. Okay, what feels a little bit better? Just a
Mhm.
little, that we
Yeah.
can reframe this current situation.
Yeah.
One of my clients, he's very, very logical. And he worries about shit that is never going to happen, that is not even true. Like he literally makes shit up and then focuses on it being real. And so, he says, "Leigh, I love the way you talk to me, but sometimes I just think you're full of shit."
I love him. I love that he's feels confident and comfortable to tell you the truth, right?
Oh, I
Because
appreciate
honestly,
it so
and
much.
he's paying you for transformation. If you're
Right.
gonna lie, there's like, or keep stuff, it's not gonna work, right? So I love that he is bold enough and confident enough to be able to say that.
Yeah. But
That's awesome.
he said, "I feel like I'm gaslighting myself into believing something that's not true." And I
Mm,
said, "Well, you already are doing that with this story
negative
that you're
stuff. Yeah.
telling. So
Hmm.
if you're going to make up a story,
Yeah.
shouldn't it be one that feels a little better?"
Right.
It's been a phenomenal week. Has everything been perfect? No.
Yeah.
But there have been some moments that made me go, "Oh, look at everything just working out."
Like when you come on here and go, "Girl, oh my God, I can't wait till we record. This feels great." I'm thinking, mine did not. But it wasn't for lack of transformation. It was just like what was necessary to push me to the next level, because that's what I asked for. That's what I asked for. I asked for my next level me. And I couldn't become my next level me while still jumping in everyone's pile of dog shit,
Right. Right.
rolling around,
Mhm.
smearing it on my face.
And when we're up leveling, it's like things come in. And I don't think it's a test. I think
Me
it's
neither.
show what you can do. And I remember when I was getting my certification, I don't know, I don't even think it was hypnotherapy. I think it was way back when. I think it was the second class for my master certification in life coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I get on, I guess I'd gone to the first day and it's the second day, and something implodes in Lily's life, and she's blowing up my phone, and she's like, I'm coming home and this and that and the other. And she had shown up and there was yelling and stuff going on in the background. And I almost thought, you need to ask if you can reschedule this class and go to a later date. You're not going to be able to concentrate. There's too much chaos and drama going on. Just put it off. And then I went, the fuck I will.
Yep.
And so I silenced my, like, turned off my volume, turned off my camera, and then left the room and said, look, I'm in class until 5 o'clock. There can be no yelling. Like, this is my sanctuary right now.
Yeah.
So you need to figure this out while I'm in class, because this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And then everything was fine. Internally, I had to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, we got to trade off with doing sessions on people.
Oh, nice.
So when it was my turn, and everyone's watching how this person is going to interact,
Yeah.
like, they're like, okay, what do you want to talk about today? I'm like, well, I got plenty. So it's like I got coaching on it,
Yeah.
real time, which calmed me. I had one guy who was a hypnotherapist, and he was able to work with me, and that was an introduction that I didn't know the impact of
Right.
for a few years. But we always get those moments when we are leveling up that come in that could derail us. And it's like, okay, you're going to choose. Do you really want to up level, or do you want to keep playing small? You get to
Yeah.
choose. And
Yeah.
sometimes we choose wisely and sometimes we don't. But when we can stop ourselves in that moment, what would my future self do right now?
And when you are able to remove the emotion and sit in awareness, I feel like then we can kind of say, oh, okay, this is happening for me.
Yeah.
This is where I need to learn to stretch so that I can step into the next level self. This is something that's holding me back. This reaction to this scenario is holding me back from my next level self. And my next level self, when I'm, I've got a wait list that is, 40 people deep, and I'm busy throughout the day, I don't have time to be able to jump in someone else's pile of dog crap. I don't have time.
Nor
I
do
don't
I
want
want
to.
to.
I don't, right. And so when this happens, I need to learn how to navigate it so powerfully that then by the time I do have that next level version of myself, like I already know I can handle it all because I'm handling it at this stage.
Correct.
And I think that the only thing we need is awareness. And when we feel that emotion, we feel the emotion, stop the story, wait the 90 seconds, breathe.
Yeah.
And then go, okay, how do I feel? What is my body saying? What are my thoughts? And how is this happening for me? And then
Always
I'm
happening.
not always perfect. I'm not always perfect at it, but the work that I've done on myself and with my clients, I think keeps me in awareness. Even when I'm losing my shit, I am telling myself, whoa, Sandra, get your crap together.
Uh-huh.
This doesn't feel good in my body. This is not for your greater higher self. And so I can process through it. I can work through it a lot faster than I ever used to be able to. And my higher being knows that there's no fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is always working out.
Always. Always. But with that, we're out of time.
Okay.
Thank you so much and have a fantastic week.
You too.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.